Good morning, happy holidays. Welcome to the Forestlake Morning Show. I am Brendan.
And my name is Tyler, and today is Christmas. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. We're hoping you have a good one. We are going to provide you some entertainment for today while you're home, staying warm inside. And we're going to start with our top 10s on the Billboard Hot 100.
What do we got?
Okay, so there's no surprise here. Mariah Carey is still at number one with All I Want for Christmas Is You.
As it should be.
As it should be.
As it should be.
You like that song?
It's Christmas.
Yeah, but you don't think that one's a little much?
I mean, it is, but you know, that song is Christmas.
It's Christmas. All right. As it should be. Going to number 2, we have Brenda Lee still with Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. Peak position number 2 for 2 weeks straight. And then we have a new one here, which we actually did listen to this just prior to this episode. Kill Bill by SZA.
SZA.
This is new. She is first week on the chart, peak position number 3. Now, what were your thoughts on the song?
I actually liked it.
It
was a chill song. I think that's your typical SZA. Like, it's her style. It's her. There's no structure to it. Again, I liked it.
Yeah, I will say I think for out of the other songs of the album, this makes sense why this is charting. Listening to it, it's actually a pretty listenable song. I know last week I said specifically I didn't really like the album, but this one's pretty good.
Tell us how you feel.
Yeah, well, I probably shouldn't. I'd probably say too much, but it's going to come back and bite us one day. Okay, number 4, Jingle Bell Rock has fallen from number 3 to number 4. Going on to number 5, we have A Holly Jolly Christmas, also has fallen from 4 to 5. Then we have Wham! With Last
Wham!
Christmas. They are...
Was that a different song from Wham? Or was that the same song?
Let me check the charts here. No, that's the same song.
Same song?
Did you think it was a different
Yeah,
one?
I thought they had a different one.
Yeah, I'm checking. No, I'm all the way. I see nothing else on here from him. So I think that was the
Okay.
song. They are up. They're moving. They're slow and steady. They've moved up from 9 to number 6. And I love to see it. I'm sorry, Taylor Swift, but you're falling out of the top 10s. She is now at number 7. She was at 6.
Yeah.
She's fallen down.
I wonder, like, if after the holidays she'll take over the charts again.
I was gonna ask you after this. I was gonna say,
There's no way she just falls off.
yeah. Does Christmas
It takes over. It's a temporary takeover of the Billboard charts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how the top 10s look next week when it's a week after Christmas. They're just like all gone. And then boom, Taylor Swift is in the top 10 with 8 songs again.
Well, let's keep Mariah Carey on the number 1 for as long as we can.
Let's keep her going into the new year, because what is life without Mariah Carey and All I Want for Christmas Is You? It would probably be much better. But Andy Williams, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, is up from
It's classic.
11. It is a classic one. It is up from 11 to number 8. Unholy by Sam Smith and Kim Petras is at number 9. And then number 10, we have SZA again for the first time with this song, Nobody Gets Me, peaking at 10 for the first week.
It's
Okay.
on the board twice. I
Now,
like it.
I think you would appreciate this one. Guess what number 11 is? It's a Christmas song, and it's related to Latin, Spanish genre. And, well, I'll just tell you, because I don't know what
Is
you
it a
would
Bad
guess.
Bunny song?
No?
Feliz Navidad?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I figured you would get it, because I know that's a good song.
Yeah, that's like the classic song.
Jose.
Who's that by?
Jose Feliciano. That is up from 12 to 11. I hope that cracks the top 10 before Christmas is over. I don't know if it will, but I hope we see it on the charts in the top 10, because there's something about his voice in that song.
Who makes
When
the
he
top
says
10?
that.
Like, what's that ranked on? We got to find that out and try to influence it.
That's a good question.
Get Forestlake on
We're out
there.
here just preaching the Billboard top 10 as like the almighty king of charting.
And we don't even know how it's made.
And it's probably
it's one dude in his office just...
Yeah, dude, some dude in his mom's basement, just like piecing together the charts. We should do that would be an interesting topic to actually break down how they do this. I'm sure it's actually pretty intense as far as the structure or the
I would hope so.
classifications go.
Yeah.
But then again, it's also this: is it just Billboard? Like, is this just Billboard's take on it? So it literally, we just give it its value. You know what I mean? Like one of those things. Does it really have value, or is it because we put value into it? But the Billboard Top 200 is huge. I mean, everyone knows. Rolling Stones doesn't do it. I don't know who else does charting systems. But
True. Yeah,
that
they
is your
kinda
top
took that
10
over.
for the last week of Christmas. Can we say that? Is that what you would call this week?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Last week of the year? No, there's another week.
There's one more week, but it's the last week of Christmas. All right. Well, that's your top 10. Those are the changes and updates. But we're going to jump into some news. Well, news for later. We're going to jump right into a storyline that you have for us here today.
Yeah, so this one's kind of interesting. Justin Bieber is selling off his rights, his music rights.
Another one.
Wow. Yeah, you kind of been seeing this trend, I think, for the past year.
Yeah.
At least. Like, over the years, yes, but I think more recently, a lot more artists have been selling off their songs and their catalogs. This one kind of surprised me, though, because Justin Bieber, as big as he is, he sold it for $200 million.
Wow.
$200 million, which...
That's it?
Exactly. Like, yes, it's a lot of money, but $200 million, like Ryan Tedder sold off for $200 million. Justin Bieber is huge. But for reference,
Massive.
Bruce Springsteen, he sold his catalog for $500 million last year. I think it was last year. Yeah, last year.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
In all categories, Justin Bieber has to be bigger than Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me. And so he sold it to this company called, I'm going to get this wrong. I think it's Hypnosis. It's Hypnosis with the G. For whatever reason, the G's in there. But Kenny Chesney just sold 80% of his catalog for an undisclosed amount.
Oh, so you can sell percents of your catalog.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Wow.
You can sell, so he only sold 80%. Which
why are they? We got to really figure out why they're doing this and like what's the advantage.
Take the money.
Yeah, I guess, but if your value, you got to know your worth too. Especially with how we've seen the industry to be with the money coming in.
Yeah,
you know?
so I thought about that and I looked at Ryan Tedder because Ryan Tedder is like probably one of the best songwriters in the music industry, and he sold off his catalog for $200 million. That doesn't include anything he writes in the future. So he sold off everything that he's done to this point for $200 million.
Yeah.
Takes a quick payday, and now he's free to write whatever, and you know.
So
it's not a bad gig.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? But then you could argue, well, if he's going to continue to write another $200 million worth of catalog, he now has all his previous stuff and that.
True.
So
I also don't think that included any of his work with OneRepublic.
Oh, it's just his
songwriting credits.
Wow.
Yeah.
See now, well, that's why Ryan Tedder's amazing.
That's
he has
that's
both.
a great deal.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm interested to pique the curiosity of this thought. Right, you have these they're like cashing out. I wonder, and we can find more information for you viewers at home, if maybe it's like they're cashing out because of the way digital streaming is happening. If it's related to that, versus these songs that a lot of these people have written have been before this massive wave of digital streaming, which has changed the game on all facets of the industry, especially as far as how people are getting paid.
Yeah.
So maybe you're right, taking that money right now up front, get it in cash or whatever. But I'm curious what how they value that.
Yeah, that's a good question. I really don't know.
For the artist to be like, okay, it's better for me to take this $200 million than to spend how many years to make that $200 if they kept their catalog.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Like you see the trend,
right? And
I see why. Like,
maybe
hey, here's a $200 million payday.
Yeah. Well, not including taxes, though. So 100 something, but it's like that's still pretty good. That's really good.
It's not bad at all.
But I don't know. It blows my mind. I don't know. I would do it. Would we do it?
We would do it.
We'd sell out.
Let's sell.
Are they selling out?
I don't think it's selling out. No.
You don't think so?
No.
Because they can continue to make.
They're still
more.
making.
Yeah, they're still They still are who they are.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I think I was going to say one more thing on that note. I forget. But all right. Okay, so moving on. It was a good thought. Good. If it comes back to me, I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
But it was a really good thought.
Yeah,
okay, so I have some news in the industry. Some drama.
What do we got?
Because we love drama. Tory Lanez is a rapper who I don't particularly listen to. I don't particularly think I would like him. But in 2020, he was involved in a incident with Megan Thee Stallion, who we all know she's on the chart. She has big songs with WAP, as we all know. That's a whole.
What's that stand for?
Earlier this year, didn't we read the lyrics from that song? Or
was that WAP?
I think it was WAP. Or it was maybe a different song. We talked about WAP.
I don't mean to get sidetracked here, but
go ahead.
I saw this comedian sketch. And the Christmas song that they took off the radio? The Baby It's Cold Outside.
Yes.
So they took that off because the lyrics. Like the lyrics were offensive or whatever it was.
There was like sexual harassment or something.
So this comedian was on stage and like, how we just sat here and read the lyrics, and when you read lyrics, it's different from like the actual song when you hear it. He read the lyrics to that song and it's like, baby, it's cold outside. the weather is warm, or whatever it is. And then he side by side read WAP, the lyrics for that. He's like, how did this song get banned? But WAP is out there, and just
Right.
I thought that it was hilarious.
It is interesting to think what we'll think of ourselves in 5 years from now when we're like, how did that get released?
Yeah.
The way that things are going in this world.
Yep.
Right? Like we looked at Katy Perry and the saying of the phrase, they talked about Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, right.
And we even talked about it. We're like, well, who checked that? You know, because the Jeffrey Dahmer series that came out.
Yep.
And that's years past. So I think that song WAP is going to be something we look back and we're going to be like, why? Why did we do that? Why did that get allowed?
Yep.
Because if you look at it, even just you can that one, you don't even have to just read the lyrics. You can hear it and you're like, what the
Exactly.
is this?
Yeah.
Like this is what's in the industry right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
And it was
super
huge.
sexualized.
It was
music.
massive.
Absolutely massive. Instrumentally, the beat's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like I get it, but I don't know. And it's just money. It comes down to money, dude.
Yep.
You
So
know?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion was shot in the foot by Tory Lanez in 2020, and they just had a jury convict him on all 3 counts that he was tried for, which was gross. I have it here, actually. It is carrying a loaded unregistered firearm in a vehicle, assault with a semi-automatic weapon, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. So he was found guilty on all those counts.
Shot her in the foot on purpose.
Well, the actual story is kind of wild. He's obviously saying he didn't do it. His defense team in the trial tried to pin it on the assistant, but there were witnesses, and it just got very messy. It's obviously now almost 3 years later. 2 years since. He's going to be sentenced on January 27th, and he faces up to 22 years in prison, which is ridiculous. You know, maybe we'll see him do a little R. Kelly album drop from prison, you know, because that seems to be a thing right now.
Little unreleased album.
Unreleased album, yeah, causing pandemonium. Which actually, that one, I don't think it really broke as big as it maybe could have, just because they took it down so fast.
But I don't know. Maybe he can put a song on there saying, you know, I shot her in the foot.
I did it. I did it.
It was me.
Yeah, it was me. Have you heard a Tory Lanez song? Do you know? We probably have heard some.
Yeah, I think she's one of those artists where
Tory Lanez is he's a dude. Yeah.
So, exactly. So it's one of those artists where like you've heard the songs, but you don't know like the name.
Yeah, you recognize the name when you hear it, but like you may have heard his songs without knowing it's his song.
Yeah.
The other interesting thing that I thought about this was the article that released this information mentioned that in the jury, or upon the reading of the verdict from the jury, the father was in the courtroom and he was like pissed off, screaming, crying, quoted as saying, "This wicked system, shame on all of you." And he was just freaking losing it.
Jeez.
Because his son is now facing 22 years in prisons.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to say, man.
In the foot.
What are you doing where your son is involved with such idiotic events? I mean, those counts, right? Like carrying a loaded and unregistered firearm. So that right there just kind of sounds like he's not too responsible to even have a firearm in the first place. Let alone he shot somebody in the foot. That could have killed somebody. Like he
allegedly
okay.
Shot someone in the foot.
All right. We got lawyer Brennan in the house. I like allegedly. Yeah. So the defense team tried to pass it on the assistant. That didn't work, and I guess there's nothing more to say about that. Don't shoot people in the foot, people.
It's a good idea. Bad Bunny. We talked about this last week. He finished up his tour in Mexico City. So he did 2 shows there, right? And there was some more news that came with that I thought was interesting. So his last 2 shows there were issues with Ticketmaster. And then there were also issues with Ticketmaster with Taylor Swift, where people would go on there and they were selling tickets for like $50,000 or something like that. And so she got upset with Ticketmaster, got in this whole thing with them. But recently with Bad Bunny, Ticketmaster, somehow people were copying tickets. And so of those 2 nights, on the first night of the Bad Bunny concert in Mexico City, 1,600 people couldn't get in because they scanned their ticket and said, "Oh, your ticket's copied. Sorry, you can't get in." Even though they actually paid for the ticket.
Oh, shit.
Through Ticketmaster. So they couldn't get in. 1,600 people on the first night, 110 people on the second night. And then Bad Bunny was done. He ended the tour, done. So fans were upset. They were livid.
Yeah.
The president of Mexico stepped in and reached out to Bad Bunny. He's like, "Hey, you know, this is unfortunate. You know, people saved up a lot of money, you know, to come see you. Can you come back and play for free?"
For free?
For free.
Bad Bunny playing for free?
Bad Bunny playing for free. The top artist in probably the world right now.
Please
come back to Mexico and play for free.
Please tell me you have his response to that.
He did not respond yet.
He hasn't. No comment.
No, because he retired. You remember? He announced his retirement. That was the end of the show, the end of the tour. He was done.
So we also don't know if Ticketmaster gave those people their money back.
We don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It would kind of be interesting. And I thought, like, if I was in his shoes, would you, like, if Forestlake were in that situation, would we come back and play for free? Would. So the Mexican government also said, hey, we'll pay for the lighting, the stage, the setup, all that stuff. We'll even install a zip line down.
Oh my God.
Like they were very accommodating, trying to get him to come back and just play, even a couple songs or something.
Well, shout out to the Mexican government.
Yeah. Yep. So,
wow.
I thought that was kind of
he better play a free show.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of have to.
Yeah. I feel like that would help that's reputation, that's image. That's like show of good faith. Like, man, we love Bad Bunny now. He does that, we love him even more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like even if you came back, did like 4 songs or something. 4 songs on a really small, maybe like a...
Oh, just for the people who had ticket issues.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like definitely include them.
Cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Bad Bunny. You got one more in you, dude. Come on, man. You're on a roll.
Hey, it's not 2023 yet.
It's not 2023 yet. Exactly. Yeah. And the government's going to pay for all the stage and the equipment. I mean, why would you say no to that? You just got to show up and sing.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny, man. We just can't stop talking about him.
He's huge.
Huge.
It's hard not to, yeah.
When he disappears in retirement next year.
Yeah. And so last week we were talking about, Bad Bunny, and then specifically the Latin beat. The boom, boom, the Latin beat.
Yeah.
It's called Tresillo. It's in everything. Every Latin song you can possibly listen to. It's in there. And so Tresillo, that's what it is. You're welcome.
Now you know. Well, the more you know. I think that's just because it sells. Like, it's a groove that people are going to love. Consistency,
it gets
recognizability.
Yeah,
it gets people
moving. You up, moving, dancing.
Yeah. And it probably makes it easier on the producers. They can just slap that beat in there and let the vocals do their thing.
Yep, absolutely.
Like we said, melody is king. So, well, I hope we can get Bad Bunny to get out there and play this show. Especially when Mexico asked him, was it for like an entire venue, like 60,000 people, or was it just for the ticket people that got?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Okay. I don't think
he should
ever specified.
An intimate show just for those ticket people.
Yeah.
Moral of the story: stay the hell away from Ticketmaster. Yeah, Ticketmaster is now another incident.
Something, man. Something.
Now, another thing that broke about Bad Bunny real quick before we move on, he broke another record for concert sales on tour. I wonder if this incident maybe negates that. You know what I'm saying? If now we have copied tickets, double the sales. Has this happened before at a previous show? Maybe. I don't know.
Think so. Bad Bunny's huge. Why would you validate it? Go out and copy tickets.
So it's just a Ticketmaster issue then for this specific event.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
God, I hate Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
We will never be. If they offer us money, we're not taking it.
We might.
Well, I don't know, man. What's the other one? SeatGeek or
SeatGeek, Ticketmaster, StubHub. Yep.
What's up, SeatGeek? What's up, StubHub? we're gonna start talking sponsorships already.
Yeah. For all the shows that we have planned.
For all the shows that we have planned and all the music that's gonna get released. Okay. Last topic of the day before we let you guys all go enjoy the rest of the day with your family and your holiday. This past week was December 21st occurred, and that was the 10th anniversary of a song that broke a YouTube record. Size Gangnam Style. On December 21st, 2012, and I remember when this broke.
I haven't heard that in a solid 4
minute,
years,
right?
5 years.
Well, honestly, that song it still hits.
What was it? Good. It was Korean or something?
Yeah, Korean. It's like that was like the initial K-pop wave in America, I feel like, when he broke out. December 21st, 2012, he broke YouTube history with the first billion streamed video. So they did an anniversary this week about it, putting out some information, and it was actually really interesting to know this. Since, in just the decade that it's been, over 300 videos have now been in the YouTube's billion video club. Or it's called the Billion Views Club.
Only 300, you said?
Only 300? Yeah. You think that's a little
Yeah, for
amount?
as massive as YouTube is right now?
In just 10 years.
Yeah.
300 videos already have over 1 billion views. Some have probably almost 2.
I wonder how many of those are music. I feel like I know at least a handful of songs have hit 1 billion.
The top ones are music.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But believe it or not, Gangnam Style, even though it broke YouTube's history as being the first billion-plus viewed video, it is not the number one most viewed video. You might think, oh, well, it was the first to break it. It probably continued to garner views and still has the number one spot. Actually, it belongs to Adele with Hello.
Really?
Who also has broken the record for the fastest to reach 1 billion views in 88 days.
That's crazy.
Well, are we surprised?
I mean,
It's Adele.
Adele's awesome.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
We already talked about her, what, two podcasts
I feel like
ago?
the Gangnam Style, like, it came out at a perfect time on YouTube. Like,
Absolutely.
YouTube was, like, big. It was a thing. But I feel like it was just becoming, like, the thing with, like, your peers.
Yeah.
Like, you would always just go watch YouTube videos. And, like, around that time, that video came out, and it was massive.
Yeah.
Like, that was the YouTube video to watch.
Certainly. And YouTube has changed in so many ways since in just 10 years, which is crazy to think about what's it going to be in 10 years from now.
Yeah.
The second and third are tied for fastest viewed to 1 billion is going to be Shape of You by Ed Sheeran in 97 days, tied with Despacito, which is by Bad Bunny.
97 days to get to 1 billion?
To get to 1 billion.
Oh my
As the
gosh.
fastest ever, which is actually pretty insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I will believe that there will be a video that comes out that will break Adele's 88 days, certainly.
Yeah, it's going to be
With
Adele's
viewership
latest song.
these days. Yeah, Adele's next song, yeah. Because she's been kind of quiet, hasn't she?
She's always quiet.
She's always quiet. That's why we love her.
She's awesome.
She's a person of privacy.
Very humble.
One more thing about this, because it is interesting. You might wonder, and many people have wondered, how much do these billion views make, right? Because we know YouTube does generate money, primarily off of advertisements, but views do count towards income. Now, the things that I found were that a number of factors obviously play a role. Location being the biggest one. So viewership in America is going to get you a little more money, and I say that with a grain of salt, and I'll tell you why here in a sec. It will get you more money than views in other countries. Understandable, I feel like, just demographically, geographically even.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then like label affiliations also play a factor, right? You get money if you're on a label, royalties. Label wants their cut.
They take 80%.
Yeah. So just to tell you straight off the rip, about 1 billion views is about $2.6 million in revenue in like a perfect scenario.
Yeah.
That's before anything's taken out, right? Like a label cut, royalties, whatever the case. Now the breakdown of the pay per stream, okay? So in US dollars, 0.0038 is the amount of money you will get per stream in like the United States. In other countries, it changes because just currency is crazy worldwide. But generally, it's about 0.0026. So it's significantly less, I guess, than here in America. So that's why location plays a factor. But
Interesting.
You know, $2.6 million per billion views. It honestly should be more, I feel like.
It should be a lot more.
It should be.
Yes.
But I'm
What
wondering.
was it? 0.0038?
0.0038 per stream.
Yeah.
For
This is
like,
why artists are broke.
This is why artists are broke, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a whole other conversation. But I wonder YouTube's cut of that, right? Is that maybe YouTube's taken from that? YouTube's just getting money from ads, right? They don't take from the streams.
Yeah, well, the revenue comes from the ads.
Oh, okay. Revenue comes from the ads. The more streams, more ads, more money.
Yeah.
Wow. What's YouTube's income? We got to look that up.
A lot.
It is really interesting, though, to see, like, we talk about this now like it's crazy. Because to me, it's still crazy. 1 billion views. That's insane. In 10 years, what is that? Like a joke? You know what I mean? Getting 1 billion views, like, it's going to be nothing. Maybe.
You think so?
Well, maybe not, because I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I think so, which is the way people are watching things and the way digital streaming is going, you know?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
We both went to the movies at different times this week, right?
Yeah.
Do you think the movie theater is going to, this is a little off topic, but related to streams, like things move fast in this world, especially with streaming, right?
Sure.
Movie theaters, why do they even exist? They shouldn't. Digital streaming has almost eradicated them. They are the new drive-ins. I may be losing you here on a train of thought, but what I'm saying is the digital streaming
I get what you're saying.
is going to change everything. It already has. So a billion views is going to be pointless. It's going to be like nothing. Billion view club.
Okay.
When by the time we drop some stuff, we're going to be shooting for 5 billion. That's what we're looking
That's
for.
what Forestlake shoots for.
Yeah.
5 billion, no less,
No less.
no more.
Yeah. All right. Well, that wraps it up for today. Appreciate you joining in, sitting here with us, and giving us a little bit of time on your holiday. Hopefully, you're staying plenty warm here in Tampa. It's a bit chilly.
Ooh.
Almost as if we should move back to Cleveland.
Yeah, right. You thought.
You thought. Okay. Well, thank you all so much. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we'll see you next week.
See you on the next one.